Right, so again, welcome you guys beyond the CMA, 3 reports in Cloud CMA that you might not know about. And of course, if you were with us this morning, you might have gotten a little bit of exposure to all the system truly does for us. If you weren't, then I'm going to walk us through just high level how to access Cloud CMA. There's quite a few different ways we can do that through the MLS dashboard and even through Prospector Plus. And then let's talk about the 3 different reports in addition to the CMA, the buyer tour, the property report, and the flyer. Okay, so I'm going to walk through all of those items with us today. Let's go ahead and go right on into, let's start off today on our MLS dashboard. Okay, let me just move a couple things around here. Perfect. All right, guys, so right from this screen, this is kind of my one-stop shop. So I find that I'm always generally in this page so I can get to what I want to quickly. And you'll notice here at the bottom under Agent Marketing Tools, here's one quick way to get into Cloud CMA. So if you ever find that you're here, this is a great access point. I can click right on into the program. And it takes me to the homepage of this Cloud CMA program, which of course has all of my recent reports that I've created. And these, of course, are a compilation of not only the CMA reports at the top, but our buyer tours, our property reports, and flyers. So again, we'll talk about those 3 today. I'm going to close out of this tab and just, what I want to do now is go into the main system here, Prospector Plus. It's the bread and butter of what we do. And if we're making a buyer tour, chances are we're pulling those listings directly from the MLS. So one of my favorite ways to utilize Cloud CMA with our core MLS program is to go right on in to Prospector Plus. Okay. Don't you love these messages? Aren't they so fun? All right, so we're into the main system. You guys remember there's a single sign-on module somewhere on your homepage. You can get right into Cloud CMA from here as well. But what I'd like to do is let's do a real-life example. I'm going to do a search for one of my buyers today. They're one of my favorite buyers, Mr. Big Bucks. He's got all the money. I love taking him on buyer tours. So I'm going to use my favorite search today. You guys may have seen a lot of exposure in the interactive map, which is such a cool search. But hey, let's use the standard search for this example. And what I'm going to do is just start to plug in search criteria for my buyer, Mr. Big Bucks. And I know he likes residential homes. He sticks with single family typically. And well, hey, he's got big bucks, so let's have some fun. Let's take him on a tour in the Granite Bay area today. Okay. Now I could come in here and I could of course plug in more characteristics for what he's looking for. But today we'll keep the search short and simple. We've got a few listings to work with. So let's have some fun gathering up some listings for his buyer tour. Now I'm going to click view results, but you can click search. Either will take you to the same place, which of course are those results. All right, perfect. So now I can come through, here's a list of, let's say, hypothetical criteria for Mr. Big Bucks. And I can now come in and start to say, well, okay, from start to finish here, I'm going to check a few properties. So I'm just going to start to gather those listings that I want to show him on the tour that we're creating. So let me just, again, go through here. I'm just going to select how about free for today's tour. Okay. Now, on this page, I've selected the listings. And in the upper left corner, you'll notice the running theme here is there's that CMA button, and I'm going to give that a click. Even though I'm not creating the CMA, I'm still leveraging the Cloud CMA program. So I do need to go in through, click here for Cloud CMA. And this is kind of where the magic happens, where all those listing numbers get pulled from the MLS into this awesome program here. And if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the listing numbers are plugged in here in the bottom left corner. But we'll get there in just a moment. Let's go ahead and name our report. Again, this is my favorite client, Mr. Big Bucks. Love taking him on buyer tours, and I love it when he purchases properties from me, right? All right, so one big key mistake, and I love this. I love it when I make a trainer mistake because you guys learn from my mistakes. Big thing to pay attention to is that you're making the report for a buyer tour, right? If you notice here at the top, I just started to create a CMA report. It's a little different. So let me make sure that I'm clicking on buyer tour. So once you get into the system, you may be apt to start plugging in information, but just be mindful that you're entering the right report, okay? And then you can click on create buyer tour. The listing numbers are still there, but again, you're telling the system, hey, I want to create a buyer tour. So I'm glad I caught that. All right, so again, we're coming in with the name. Big box. Oops. Okay. And then we can add any private notes that we'd like. These are just for me. So if I need to add anything to just help jog my memory when I'm working with him in the future, I can. And then again, I went right through the MLS. I selected those 3 listings. So next step is to click on Fetch Listings at the upper right corner of the page or at the bottom of the page. Super. Okay, so this is the next step, the listing step, where we get to come in and we'll have a nice map view of all the active listings we'll be visiting, so we can have these in any specific order that we'd like. Maybe we're meeting at the the Starbucks over here off of Douglas on the corner, and I want to go ahead and start kind of work my way back. So I need to change these listings around a bit. But to do that, you guys, it's super simple. I'm just clicking on these boxes, these white highlighted boxes with the listing information and the address, and I'm sliding them up or down. So that's how I can start to arrange my tour from start to finish, for example. If I happen to find another listing, or I know your buyers love to call you with those listings they find as well, you can add those listings in here if you need to. So you can always build on this list, and you can always, of course, come in and change things around. All right, you have a summary of prices. That's why I love this program. It's a nice running theme. It gives you low, median, average, and high price. Just kind of give you a summary of your report. And then the next step is to customize. So at the bottom of the page again, or the upper right corner, customize report. Perfect. All right, so this does look a little similar to when we created our CMA report. However, there's going to be some different pages geared for our buyer and their buyer tour. As you may have noticed, running theme in the system, anything here in the gray section under additional content, these are report pages that you can integrate into your main report. And the main portion, the look and the feel and the pages that your report contains is here in this white section. So I can come in, I can choose my theme. I always like to complement this to my brokerage. Many of you guys will notice you do have brokerage themes available here in Cloud CMA. You won't see this huge long list, so it should be quicker to find your brokerage and select your appropriate theme. But today, let's just do modern red and blue. Oops. I like the modern themes. This is all personal preference, you guys, and this is just me playing in the system. So the modern theme's a little more updated. All right, choose theme. Now I can come in, I can choose the layout of how I want those listings to appear. So those 3 listings for our buyer tour, do I want these to appear in either a photo with a map view, a photo, or to the first 2 photos, or even just 1 photo with a maximum MLS status? So you get to choose this as well. I like the photo with the map, especially for a buyer tour, because it points them to where they're going to be located on the map. You can also choose your template. Now, as a reminder, you can come in here, you can click on template. They have a bunch of built-in templates. I like to look at them by built-in or custom. And you can see, well, the built-in templates are kind of catchy, and they might get your pages set up how you'd like. The first timer, open house tour, you've got the window shopper. So I love these clever names. And these are built-in reports that Cloud CMA has created for you to leverage however you'd like. And then you also have your custom reports, and your custom reports are ones that you have saved. So you get the report how you like it, you give it a save, that way you can come back here and access it anytime you like. As you know, anything that we change here in Cloud CMA, if you don't save it, it will just basically remain how it was until you come back and make any adjustments. So it's really important, if you get something how you like it and you anticipate on changing things around in the future, to just give it a save. You can save as a template. Okay, maybe this is a buyer I work with all the time. Again, he's my favorite. I can use this template at any time I work with him. I can choose a cover photo. You guys might have seen this in the CMA portion. These are always fun, and they set the tone and look and the feel for the buyer tour to let you guys have some fun and choose which ones you like. And then you can change the font if you guys would like as well. And then from here, I can choose my pages to integrate in or out of the report. Remember, anything on the left that I see, I can add in. So for example, you can add in more photos. And when I'm looking at these listings and I'm showing my buyers these listings, especially if I'm printing this report, I like to show them the first dozen photos. You guys, fun fact is you can upload 99 listing photos in our MLS, and that's a lot of ink, right? So, hey, if I'm showing this, especially if I'm printing, I leave the first dozen in, but know that you can integrate in all of these pages here by just clicking the plus sign. And once you get it how you like it, maybe you want to preview a couple of pages. Maybe you want to just be sure, hey, I want to see this map of listings. I'm going to click the eyeball here next to map of listings just to get a quick preview. And, oh, yep, looks good. All right, all my active listings ready to go. Perfect. I'm ready to publish this report. Upper right corner. That's the final step. Now, I can view this report in a few different ways. And I can share this with my client as well a few different ways. So as this report is publishing, you'll notice here you have some sharing options. So let's cover those first. I can come in here and I can email this report directly off to my client. Or maybe I want to just quickly copy this link and then paste it into an email I already have typed up. I can also view this PDF. So let's go ahead and view now that it's finished creating and check out what it looks like. All right. So here's my cover page, and let's zoom it in just a hair more. So here's my buyer tour cover page, kind of setting the look and the feel with my branding colors, so buyer tour, who it's for, when it was prepared. Here's some of my branding at the bottom. All right, this is an agent resume page, by the way. Mine's pretty blank, but you could customize yours if you'd like. There's a contact page with your beautiful agent photo, of course. Not your dog wearing your glasses, hopefully. But hey, maybe that'll get you some business. Scrolling on down, you, of course, have more of your branding. I like to integrate in some of these pages. You might want to do the same for your buyers. Especially if they're maybe new, they've got some really great informational pages here in the system you can explore. It's a map of all the listings that we just previewed, but here's the actual printed page or what it will look like. And then we have each chapter. So this is kind of where it breaks down those listings. Here's our first stop. 5512 Riviera in Granite Bay. There's a nice photo of the front of the home, a map of where it's located, and then we have the MLS details. There is a section, and I love this. If you're a buyer, if you're printing this out, especially, this is really cool because your buyer can jot down any notes and kind of helps them keep tabs on which ones they really liked and disliked. Here are the first dozen listing photos for 5512 Riviera. I tossed in an area schools page to show you what this looks like. Maybe this is an out-of-town buyer I'm working with. Cloud CMA's data is sourced from great schools, so their rating is out of 10. And there's all the schools and their contact information. And hey, if they're from out of town, why not put in a cool page here sponsored by, I believe, Yelp, or powered by Yelp, rather. And this is hey, could become in handy for them. Here's the next property. You guys are going to get the running theme here, so I'm going to go ahead and scroll here and see if I tossed in any additional pages to help us out. Perfect. Let's go to the guidance chapter. And by the way, I know my report pages are lengthy. Yours, of course, don't need to be. I just like to show you what you can work with, give you some examples. So the guidance chapter, you can integrate in those great reports and pages that Cloud CMA creates for you. This one's great. Home buying goals. I love the graphics too. So yeah, come in here and explore all the different pages you can integrate in. Remember, these are in the gray bar on the left-hand side when you're creating the report. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this up, and let's go ahead and close out of this tab with the buyer tour. Now, at any time, I can come in and I can look at this buyer tour and revisit it if I need to. I can also see that, well, I not only have the 3 properties here in Mr. Big Buck's buyer tour report that I just showed you in a PDF, but I can also show him in a slideshow. So if you're showing this on maybe a tablet, or maybe you can want to just send this as a link and they can use their web browser to navigate like I'm doing, it's a nice way to show these listings to them. My home page, my contact page. I'm navigating in the bottom right corner of this screen here, and I can see all those listings, 1, 2, and 3. If I click on any of those listings, I will get the first photo of the house. If I scroll down, I will see more. I can continue to scroll through these listings. Pretty clever. Okay, so this is the slideshow version. And at the end of the slideshow, if you do opt to send this to a buyer, for example, they can email this directly to themselves. And again, your branding's here right front and center. So love it. Super handy. Okay. And then if I need to come in and make any edits, I absolutely could. And as a reminder, there are some share buttons up here as well, where you can copy the link. You can view the slideshow, copy the slideshow link, or email the report. You don't need to delete any reports if you're concerned with storage. This is in a cloud system, no pun intended, but you don't have to worry about, you have an unlimited amount of storage space, you should be good to go. All right, next report is the property report here at the top of the page. Now, for this example, maybe I decide, well, okay, let me come in here to the MLS and bear with me here. I'm just going to choose one property to feature. Let's choose a fun one. Here's a pretty picture. Let's say you're browsing the MLS and you've copied a listing number from a property that you'd like to feature, just to jazz it up a bit more, maybe show a buyer, a future investor, client, what have you. So you have this listing number, you've copied it from the MLS, and you're coming in and you just want to feature this in a property report. I've clicked property report in Cloud CMA, and I can click right on create property report. So this is from the ground up. I can come in, I can name the property report. Maybe this is, again, my favorite client, Mr. Big Bucks. Okay. Type in any notes I'd like to, if I need to remember something in the future. And I can type in an address, or in this case, hey, I have a listing number, happen to have it handy. Apparently I copied it a little wonky, but there it is. So I can touch, in this case, just one listing, but know that you can make property reports on multiple listings. All right. So running theme, as we saw in the CMA, the buyer tour, you've got the map here. This is featuring the one listing that I selected. I can come in, I can see, well, here are the details. I can make this bigger. I can make any edits or any additions that I need to. And then I can come in and customize this report. All right. And looks pretty similar, right? So I've got my theme here. I can select my layout template. Remember, this is how I can save what I see and what I like here. I have a cover I can set, font, and of course I can integrate out or in any pages that I'd like to. So maybe I want to come in here and let's see, what do I have? Don't get overwhelmed. Let's add that one in. Perfect. Just a fun page here. And you guys, if you're curious what they are, what they contain, again, you can hover over, click the eyeball, and it'll take you right into the page and show you what it looks like. If you decide, it's not for you or not for your client, you can remove just by hovering over and clicking the minimize. All right, so let's publish this report. Let's check it out. All right, so it's here, it's publishing for me. As a reminder, again, I have those sharing options handy on this page if I need to. The other great thing is this report has been emailed to me. So if I need a copy I need to send it off via email to a client, I already have one in my email. I can click on the PDF. Let's check it out. Okay. So here's my property report, cover page here with the photo of the front of the home. Again, who it's prepared for, a little bit about me, contact information, diving deeper on all of my phone numbers, my social media, for example. There's even a custom page I added in here, so you can see all the training team smiling faces. You guys can do the same too. You can add in those custom pages. Here's the first page, so two front of the home pictures here in this case. All the MLS details, the first dozen photos. And then we have a schools page here as well, powered again by great schools. We have our restaurants powered by Yelp. Online valuation estimate. This is always a fun page. And that kind of ties this report up. Okay, so that's my property report. And I could get to it from the MLS, or I could copy a listing number just as I did. So I showed you a couple of different ways to get that data into the system. Last but not least, I want to create a flyer. And since I'm already on this page, let's go ahead and just click on flyer. Great. Now, I'm going to click on create new flyer. And name it again. Oops. It's not a good public paper today, guys. All right, any private notes that I'd like to add, and then remember, I copied that listing number, so I'm just going to use that again today. I'll feature this nice looking property for our flyer. Now the flyer is cool, you guys, because you can come in here and just within seconds have something graphically pleasing to look at. Maybe you're doing an open house and you want to get some nice flyers that kind of set you apart from everyone else. This is a cool tool for that. In the listings tab, again, you have the map kind of giving you a perspective of where the listing is. You can come in and edit any details about the listing if need be. And customize flyer. The customize step looks a bit different, but it's pretty intuitive. So what I can do from here is I can see right away a sample of what the flyer will look like as is without any adjustments. So it looks pretty great already, but hey, maybe I'm doing this listing for an open house and I want to make sure this is in the colors of my brokerage. So I'm going to click on theme at the top left corner and let's customize the theme. Let's stick with that modern red. Where was it? There we go, red and blue. And then I'll choose my theme. And then, hey, you know, I can't necessarily rearrange these photos from here by dragging and dropping, but what I can do is I can take a layout and choose one that's the most complementary to the listing photos that I have access to. So you can have a little fun with this, play around, you guys, see which ones, you know, each property may look different. And then you can come in and say, all right, this looks like a good format for today, for example. Now, maybe this is an open house. We want to change our title. So let's click on title. We'll say open house. Perfect. It changes that for me. And I can come in and edit the description down below if I need to. But as of right now, this looks good to me. I'm branded on the left-hand side. I'm ready to publish this report. Once the report publishes, it doesn't take very long. It's ready in almost a snap. You can come in, you can view the PDF. And then from my browser, I'm just viewing my PDF in Google Chrome here. So in the upper right corner, I can download this and save it to my computer and share it digitally. I could print this off and share copies with my folks at the open house, what have you. So again, really cool, quick and easy way to create a nice looking flyer in a snap, truly. Okay. So I'm going to come back in here to the system real quick, and I just want to recap what we talked about. With in-cloud CMA, we kind of jumped into the additional bells and whistles, if you will, of the program. I know the CMA is in the name, and we spent a whole hour this morning talking about that. But remember, you can come in and you can access via the MLS or via your dashboard, and you can access the property reports, the buyer tours, and even the flyers. This recent page, recent reports page, this is your home page. So every time you come into the system, you'll see here are the 3 reports that I just created with you guys today. I can get into them real quick. I can edit them, view them, whatever I need to do. Okay. Awesome, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get some contact information up on this screen for our department. As a reminder for those of you guys who joined after my spiel on the recording, you will receive a recorded copy of what we covered today. It takes about a half hour to an hour to get over to your email that you registered with, so hang tight. And again, I'll hang out with you guys for a few. If you have questions, now's the time. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderfully productive and happy week. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.